Welcome to our video on the top 10 countries where Indians face visa rejections in 2024. For millions of Indians dreaming of exploring new destinations, studying abroad, or seizing international career opportunities, obtaining a visa is the first and often most challenging step. Unfortunately, some countries have particularly strict visa requirements or high rejection rates for Indian applicants, making the process daunting. In this video, we'll dive into the reasons behind these rejections, including common pitfalls like incomplete documentation, financial proof issues, and geopolitical factors. Whether you're planning your next trip or considering studying overseas, stay tuned to learn about the challenges you might face and how to navigate them successfully. 10. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, historically one of the most popular destinations for Indian travelers, also has one of the highest visa rejection rates. The UK's visa process is notoriously strict, and Indian applicants often face rejections for a variety of reasons, including insufficient financial proof, lack of proper documentation, and the failure to meet the specific visa requirements. For tourist visas, applicants are required to demonstrate that they have enough funds to cover the duration of their stay, as well as provide detailed evidence of their travel plans. Similarly, those applying for work or student visas must show proof of a job offer or university acceptance, along with sufficient financial resources to support themselves during their stay. The UK's visa authorities are particularly concerned with the possibility of overstays, especially given the high number of individuals from countries like India who overstay their visas. To prevent this, the authorities closely scrutinize applicants' ties to their home country, such as job stability, family connections, and assets, to ensure they are likely to return. First-time applicants with little or no international travel history often face higher rejection rates, as UK authorities tend to prioritize applicants with a clear and well-documented history of compliance with immigration laws. Additionally, students applying to study in the UK must submit detailed documentation regarding their course, accommodation, and financial backing. Overall, successful visa applicants to the UK must be able to present a robust application that satisfies the visa authorities' concerns about financial security, intent to return, and compliance with immigration regulations. 9. Slovakia. Slovakia, like its neighbors in Central Europe, has seen a rise in visa rejections for Indian nationals in recent years. The country's visa process is known for being highly meticulous, with an emphasis on financial proof and the applicant's ties to their home country. Applicants for tourist visas must provide evidence of sufficient funds to cover their stay, along with a detailed travel itinerary and proof of accommodation. Those applying for student visas must show that they are financially capable of supporting themselves during their studies in Slovakia. Additionally, the Slovak government is particularly stringent about ensuring that applicants do not overstay their visas or enter the country for illegal purposes. Applicants must demonstrate clear ties to their home country, such as employment or family connections, to prove that they will return after their trip. Those without strong evidence of their intention to return may find their visa applications rejected. Moreover, as a member of the Schengen area, Slovakia follows the same stringent visa protocols as other European nations, which means Indian applicants face additional scrutiny. To increase their chances of success, applicants must present a well-documented application, including financial statements, travel arrangements, and proof of their return plans. 8. Lithuania. Lithuania, a relatively lesser-known Schengen country, also has a high rejection rate for Indian nationals seeking visas. Similar to Luxembourg, Lithuania's small size and relatively low approval quotas contribute to its strict visa policies. Applicants must provide clear evidence of their financial stability and demonstrate that they will return to India after their stay. One of the common reasons for refusals is insufficient proof of financial means, which is especially challenging for students or those traveling on a tight budget. Lithuanian authorities also require a detailed itinerary, proof of accommodation, and the ability to show that the purpose of the trip is well defined. First-time travelers, or those without a history of international travel, often face increased scrutiny and a higher likelihood of rejection. As a Schengen country, Lithuania is also focused on preventing overstays and illegal immigration, so applicants must ensure that they meet all financial and documentation requirements to avoid being denied a visa. 7. Luxembourg. Luxembourg, though a small country, has a high rejection rate for Indian visa applicants. The main reason for this is its small size and limited approval quotas, which result in stricter visa criteria and increased scrutiny of applications. While Luxembourg is an attractive destination for those seeking business opportunities or education, its visa process demands that applicants demonstrate not only the purpose of their trip, but also that they possess the necessary financial means to sustain themselves during their stay. Indian applicants often face difficulties in proving financial stability, particularly when applying for long-term stays such as work or student visas. As with other European countries, Luxembourg is cautious about preventing overstays and illegal immigration, which leads to heightened scrutiny of applicants from high-risk countries. Luxembourg requires applicants to provide detailed financial records, proof of accommodation, and solid ties to their home country, to demonstrate that they intend to return after their visit. Those without strong evidence of their intent to return or who fail to provide sufficient documentation are likely to face rejection. 6. New Zealand. While not part of the Schengen zone, New Zealand remains a highly desirable destination for Indian nationals seeking education, work, or tourism. However, its visa approval process is one of the most challenging, with a rising rejection rate in recent years. The New Zealand visa system is particularly strict when it comes to financial proof and ensuring that applicants will not overstay their visa. In 2024, the rejection rate for Indian applicants reached 28%, with many denials based on applicants' inability to demonstrate sufficient financial means to support themselves during their stay. Applicants for student visas often face rejections due to insufficient proof of funds to cover tuition fees and living costs. New Zealand is also strict about ensuring that applicants have the intent to return to India after their stay, and those without a clear plan or ties to their home country may face denials. In addition to financial proof, applicants must submit accurate documentation, including a well-structured travel itinerary and evidence of valid accommodation arrangements. This makes the application process quite complex, especially for first-time travelers or those with limited international experience. Those seeking work visas also face intense scrutiny, as New Zealand is cautious about granting employment visas to applicants without the necessary skills or job offers from recognized New Zealand employers. 5. Netherlands. The Netherlands, a popular destination within the Schengen zone, has seen a significant rise in visa rejection rates for Indian nationals in recent years. One of the key reasons for this increase is the country's heightened focus on financial proof, as well as the overall complexity of the visa application process. Dutch authorities require Indian applicants to provide solid evidence of their financial capacity to cover the costs of their trip, including accommodation, travel, and living expenses. Incomplete or inadequate financial documentation is one of the leading causes of visa denials. Additionally, first-time travelers to Europe or the Schengen region often face rejection because they lack a proven track record of international travel. The Netherlands, like many other Schengen countries, is wary of overstays and illegal immigration, which increases the scrutiny applied to applicants from countries like India. Applicants must also present a clear travel itinerary, proof of accommodation, and, in the case of students, evidence of acceptance into a recognized educational institution in the Netherlands along with the ability to financially support their stay. The country's strict approach to preventing overstays and illegal immigration means that applicants must be fully prepared and ensure all necessary documents are in order to avoid rejection. 4. Italy. Italy, one of the most sought-after destinations in Europe for tourism, education, and business, has relatively high visa rejection rates for Indian nationals. The primary reason for these rejections is the country's strict visa requirements, which demand clear and consistent documentation. For example, applicants for a tourist visa must submit a detailed travel itinerary along with hotel bookings, flight reservations, and adequate financial evidence to support the trip. Financial proof is often one of the most significant hurdles for Indian applicants, as they must demonstrate that they have enough funds to cover the entire stay in Italy. This can be particularly challenging for students or those traveling on a tight budget. Italy's visa process also includes thorough checks on the applicant's travel history and the likelihood that they will return to India after their visit. Those without a strong track record of international travel or sufficient ties to their home country may face increased scrutiny and higher chances of visa refusal. Student applicants seeking to study in Italy must also show proof of enrollment in an accredited Italian institution and demonstrate that they can financially sustain themselves while living abroad. Italy's strict approach to preventing illegal immigration and overstays means that Indian applicants must ensure that every aspect of their application is meticulously prepared and that they meet all financial and documentation requirements. 3. Germany. Germany, as a leading European economic and educational powerhouse, attracts many Indian students, professionals, and tourists. Despite its popularity, the country has a rigorous visa process that often results in high rejection rates for Indian applicants. One of the primary reasons for rejections is insufficient documentation, particularly for student visas. Indian students must show proof of a blocked bank account or a sponsorship guarantee that covers their living expenses while studying in Germany. Without this proof of financial security, their visa application is highly likely to be denied. Additionally, applicants must provide evidence of valid health insurance, which is mandatory for entry into Germany, along with a comprehensive travel itinerary, proof of accommodation, and a return flight booking. The rejection rate is particularly high for first-time applicants, who may not have a strong travel history or any previous experience in the Schengen area, leading authorities to question the likelihood of their return to India. The German embassy also places a significant emphasis on preventing overstays and illegal immigration, and applicants without clear proof of their intention to return to India may struggle to gain approval. Overall, while Germany offers excellent opportunities for students and professionals, it also demands rigorous documentation and financial proof. Applicants must ensure that every requirement is met thoroughly to avoid the risk of rejection. 2. Spain. Spain is another Schengen country with a significant visa rejection rate for Indian nationals, especially in categories like tourism, business, and student visas. One of the most common reasons for rejections is incomplete documentation or discrepancies in the information provided. Indian applicants must prove their financial capacity to support their trip, which can be particularly difficult for first-time travelers or students who lack a financial history in Europe. For instance, applicants are required to provide a detailed itinerary, hotel bookings, and sometimes even a letter from the host or sponsor in Spain proving the purpose of their visit. If any of these documents are missing or appear insufficient, the application is often rejected. Students seeking visas to attend Spanish universities must demonstrate not only acceptance from a recognized institution, but also adequate financial resources to cover their tuition and living expenses. Spain is also known for its scrutiny of the applicant's ties to their home country, and those without strong reasons to return may face difficulties in securing a visa. Moreover, the high volume of applications from countries like India results in longer processing times and increased chances of rejection if the application is not meticulously prepared. To improve the chances of approval, applicants should submit a comprehensive set of documents, including clear travel plans and financial guarantees, along with proof of intent to return to India after their stay. 1. France. France remains one of the top travel destinations for Indian nationals due to its rich cultural heritage, world-class educational institutions, and significant work opportunities. However, its visa approval rate for Indian applicants is often lower than expected. French authorities are very meticulous when reviewing applications, and many Indian applicants face rejections due to incomplete or incorrect documentation, failure to provide adequate financial proof, or an inability to demonstrate a clear travel purpose. For example, tourist visa applicants may be denied if their itinerary is unclear or if they cannot prove sufficient funds to cover their trip. First-time applicants without a robust international travel history often find themselves at a disadvantage, as the French authorities place a strong emphasis on ensuring that visitors will return to their home country after their stay. Additionally, students seeking visas must present evidence of financial independence or secured funding for their studies, as well as valid accommodation arrangements. France's visa process is also affected by geopolitical factors, with applicants from countries that have high migration rates, like India, facing more intense scrutiny. Therefore, to increase the chances of approval, applicants must ensure their documents are thorough, transparent, and consistent with the visa's purpose. Any discrepancies in information can easily lead to denial,